Williams in the yellow, Corky O'Mealy and Lachlan Lease in the green up here on the outside. Doesn't look green to me, but anyway. About to go racing, first event. Up and running and away they go, and O'Mealy off the outside. Got the better of the start as they head off around down into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight. And the yellow helmet colours takes up the running. Zach Campbell and Jason Williams. Up into turn 3 become the first time. Then the red helmet colours there in second spot would be Smith and Smith as they come down the main straight. Campbell on the outside, Smith on the inside, O'Mealy on the outside, and Ty in there with them. Turn 1 and 2 for the second time. Oh, we got O'Mealy upside down here in turn 1 and 2.
That was always going to happen.
the Corky O'Mealy and Lachlan Lease will be out, of course, so the rest of them will be back in again for a complete restart. Starter calling them up to the line for still event 1 on our program, with the Smiths down on the inside. Then you've got Foreman and Ty, Rose and Peakham, Campbell and Williams, the other combination, 4 of them. Right, about to go racing. First event on the program, the Star Speedway Sidecars. Up and running, and the Smiths on the inside got the better of the start. So it's Ty up around the outside in the blue helmet colours. Back to the yellow helmet colours there of Campbell and Williams. Into turn 3 for the first time. Over on the 4, they'll coming onto the main straight. Ty out wide in the blue as he comes down the main straight. Smith still on the inside there in the red helmet colours. Down into turn 1 and 2. The time number 2, Ty, still skirts around the outside. He's got Smith for the race lead as they head up the back straight. So it's the blue helmet colours of Steve Foreman and Les Ty. Up into turn 3 and 4 and round onto the main straight they come. Steve Foreman and Les Ty. The race leaders in the blue helmet colours. Smith and Smith in second place. Back to the yellow helmet colours there of Zach Campbell and Jason Williams. Down into turn 1 and 2 for the last time and onto the back straight. Heading up towards turn 3. And it's the blue helmet colours there of Steve Foreman and Les Ty to turn 3. Over onto turn 4 and onto the main straight. And it's a Steve Foreman. Steve Smith and Tristan Smith will get second. And back in third spot, the yellow helmet colours there of Zach Campbell and Jason Williams. So a great win there to Steve Foreman, Les Ty in the blue helmet colours. Steve Smith and Tristan Smith will get second in the red. And back in third spot in the yellow helmet colours, Zach Campbell and Jason Williams. Right, we move on to event 2 on your program this afternoon, which is Dr. Mack Engines. Proudly support our Star Speedway Sidecars Heat 2. In this one, we should have the red helmet colours. We should have Jared Marco and Wade Robertson. In the blue, Mick Farrell Sr. and Brett Towns. In the white, Kyle Roller and Therese Connors. And in the green, Huey Austin and Stephen Bullock. So we've got a few different combinations in this. We got Mick Farrell Sr. Great to see Mick on the track again. He's been a great supporter of Speedway sidecar racing for a long time, and good to see him on the grid tonight in the blue helmet colours down there. Well, Marco's not here obviously in the red, but the other 4 are. Roller in the white, and we've got the yellow there of no one. Right, about to go race. Oh, we got looks like Huey Osborne will find himself with that was stressed at the riders briefing, touch the tapes, and you'll immediately get a handicap. So I'd say he's the first one for the day to cop one of those. Right, about to go racing with the 3-over this time with the Mick Farrell Senior down on the inside. Got the better of the start, but it's Kyle Roller, I think it is there, that takes up the running in second spot. As they head up the back straight, Kyle Roller is the race leader, and Therese Connors up into turn 3 the first time. Over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight they'll come. And it's Kyle Roller, the race leader, Mick Farrell Senior and Brett Downs over that second spot. Back to the yellow helmet colours, and I'll have to find out who that is. It's not down in my program, but this one. And down into, then you got Huey Austin and Steve Bullock back at the tail of the field. Back to turn 3 and 4 we come again for the second time, and round onto the main straight. And it's the Kyle Roller is the race leader down into it. Therese Connors down into turn 1, over on a turn 2 and onto the back straight. Mick Farrell Senior and Brett Towns still holding down this second spot. Back to the guys in the yellow helmet colours, and then you've got Huey Austin and Steve Bullock. Turn 3 and 4 for the last time, and round onto the main straight, and it's going to be Kyle Roller. And Therese Connors gets the win. Second place will go to Mick Farrell Senior and Brett Towns, back to the yellow helmet colours, and then you had Huey Austin and Steve Bullock. Great ride there, Kyle Roller for the win, and Therese Connors will get the win. Second place to Mick Farrell Senior and Brett Towns, and back in third spot there. And you said we haven't got their name in the program in this particular event in the yellow helmet colours, but we'll check that one out for you and find out who that is. Right, got the next heat coming onto the track, which is event 3 on the program, which is our Star Speedway Sidecars Heat 3. And this one in the blue helmet colours, Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp. In the white, Mick Hooglin and Rob Scott. In the yellow, Darren Feen and Jake Siggers. And in the green, Josh Marco and Jason McAllister. So we've got someone in the red helmet colours here as well. It's one of our earlier model sidecars by the look, so another one we'll have to check out. It doesn't appear in the on our sheet in the program. So
how do they expect it to score
Michael Hoogland and Rob Scott having a little bit of trouble with the machine this afternoon, and he's not happy. He's throwing things down. He's been out in practice and had trouble. Looks like the problem still continues for Michael Hoogland. So it doesn't look like he's going to take any further part in this one. Alright, up and running, and away they go. And the red helmet colours, who, as I said, we don't know who it is in the blue. We've got Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp as they head onto the back straight. Up into turn 3 they come the first time, then the green of their Josh Marco and Jason McAllister as they come up into turn 3 over on the forward onto the main straight they come, and the blue helmet colours of Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp. Down into turn 1 and 2 for time number 2, and the race leader is still the same, Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp as they lead up the back straight from the green of Josh Marco and Jason McAllister. Here comes Fiend in the yellow helmet colours. Mate, he threw himself through to third spot, but he didn't hold it down. Down the main straight he comes down. But the race leader, still the blue helmet colours. Down into turn 1 and 2 for the last time, and it's still Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp, but here comes Fiend in the yellow helmet colours. Darren Fiend and Jake Siggers up in the second spot now. Up into turn 3 they come over on the forward onto the main straight. And it's going to be the blue helmet colours there of Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp will get the win. Darren Fiend and Jake Siggers will get second, and back in third spot was Josh Marco there and Jason McAllister. So great ride from the blue helmet colours there of Gary Schofield and Tyler Sharp to get the win. Fiend made hard work of it. He came from the back on about 3 occasions to get himself second spot in the yellow helmet colours, and back in third was the green there of Josh Marco, Jason McAllister. Dirt track sidecars making their way to the track for their first heat of the afternoon. This is the Rod Dyer Spoke Wheel Repairs proudly support this one. And this is the Rookies and Relic Speedways, dirt track sidecars, these ones. We're down to the next one, which is the Dirt Track Sidecar Heat 1. Yeah. We got the 27 machine of Greg Parsonage and Steve Smith. The 43 is Brett Davies and Andrew Feeling. The 46 is Rodney Dodds and Lisa Ruhiner. The 12 is Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones. And the 308 is Sean Fuller, but Sean Fuller won't be there because he blew his up in the shed yesterday apparently before he made the racetrack. So we only got 4 of them. Parsonage down on the inside, I think, in the 27, then the 43, which is Davies and Feeling. 46, Rodney Dodds, Lisa Ruhiner. Trevor Harvey, Tim Jones up here on the outside. First heat of our dirt track sidecars this afternoon. Never fun. Running. Looks like Davies with a problem with the 43 machine. He's not going to take any further part. He's on the infield, but we've got a race start, and we're on the back straight with Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones on bike number 12. Down into turn 3 the first time they'll come, and it looks like Parsonage and Smith in the second spot. Back to Rodney Dodds and Lisa Ruhiner in third spot. Onto the main straight, Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones on the number 12 machine. Up the main straight to turn 1 and 2 for the second time, and onto the back straight, still Harvey and Jones, the race leader. Parsonage, that's Greg Parsonage and Steve Smith in second spot on bike number 27. Back in third spot is the 46 of Rodney Dodds and Lisa Ruhiner. Onto the main straight they come. There's Trevor Harvey on the number 12 machine. Opens up about half the main straight lead as he heads up into turn 1 and 2 for the last time. And onto the back straight he goes, followed there by Parsonage and Smith. And back in third spot there you got Dodds and Ruhiner. down to turn 3, over onto turn 4 they'll come, and onto the main straight, and it's going to be a pretty convincing win for Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones. Parsonage and Smith will get second spot, and back in third spot there would have been Rodney Dodds and Lisa Ruhiner. Great ride there from Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones on the number 12 machine. They will get the win. Second place to bike number 27, Greg Parsonage and Steve Smith, and back in third spot Rodney Dodds and Lisa Ruhana will get third spot. We move on to event 6 on your program, which is heat 2 of our dirt track sidecars. This time on the 13, Sean Griffiths and Lionel Cornwell. On the 36, Matthew Kelly, Darren Friedenstein. The 54 there of Shane Davies and Simon Smith. The 145, Jack Grosser and Nate Boland. And the 67 of Andy Bridge and Robbie Weston. So Jack Grosser on the 145 machine here is the swap spots today. He's usually the swinger, he's the steerer this afternoon, so we'll see how he goes on bike number 145. Sean Griffiths, Lionel Cornwell down on the inside on the 13. 36 machine there, Matthew Kelly, Darren Friedenstein. Up and running and away they go, and the 67 machine of Andy Bridge, Robbie Weston got the better of the start as they go up into turn 1 and 2 the first time, and onto the back straight. That's the Andy Bridge and Robbie Weston lead them down the back straight, but it's Jack Grosser and young Nate Boland in second spot as they go to turn 3. Over onto turn 4 they'll come, and onto the main straight, and it's the Andy Bridge, Robbie Weston machine. There's Jack Grosser. Jack Grosser looking for a run up the inside, and he gets a good run up the inside too. Is the Bridge going to be good enough to come back at him as they come off turn 2 and head down the back? New race leader Jack Ross and Nate Boland now lead them down into turn 3. Over onto turn 4 for time number 2. Last lap board will come out very shortly as they come onto the main straight. Jack Ross and Nate Boland back to Andy Bridge and Robbie Weston. Then you've got a good race back here for third spot. The 36 of Matthew Kelly, Darren Friedenstein down the back straight for the last time. Race leader Jack Ross and Nate Boland down into turn 3 they come for the last time. Over on a turn 4 onto the main straight, it looks like a Jack Grosser, Nate Boland win. Second will go to Andy Bridge and Robbie Weston, and back in third spot will go to the 36 there of Matthew Kelly and Darren Friedenstein. Great ride, Jack Grosser, for his first time on the handlebars this afternoon. So Jack Grosser and Nate Boland on the 145 will get the win. Second place will go to Andy Bridge and Robbie Weston on bike number 67. And back in third spot will be Matthew Kelly and Darren Friedenstein on bike number 36. Moving along to the next heat of our dirt track sidecars. This is heat 3, event 7 on the program, which is the 84 machine of Charlie White and Tom White, the 49 of Troy Pritchard and Ethan Wade, the 1 of Kai Frame and Mick Bryant, 39 of Sean Kelly and Michael Hall, and the 195 of Jim Jobling and Michael Gardner. But I think Jim Jobling's got himself a different swinger this afternoon. It is. It's Sean Fuller. I think Sean Fuller swinging for Jim Jobling this afternoon. Event 7, heat 3 of our dirt track sidecars. Right, up and running and away they go, and Jobling off the outside got a pretty good start, and he'll take the race lead from Bryant. Will he? No, he won't. It's Kai Frame and Mick Bryant on the inside, and it's Jim Jobling, and I think it's Sean Fuller on the outside, down to turn 3 for the first time. Over on the 4 and onto the main straight they'll come, but it's Jim Jobling, the 195 machine, leads them up the main straight. It's Kai Frame and Bryant in second spot. Good race for third spot between the 84 machine. I think they're on the outside, but down the back straight we go again. Jobling hasn't been in the saddle for a while either, I might tell you. He's had a bit of a break, but he's come back all right. He's come down into turn 3 and 4 and onto the main straight. Jobling the race leader. It's Kai Frame and Matt Bryant. Then you got the 36 machine back there in up into Up into turn 1 and 2, they going onto the back straight for the last time. A Jim Jobling, he's shot away from them now as they go down into turn 3. That's the 195 machine of Jim Jobling and Sean Fuller round onto the main straight, and they will get the win. Second's going to go to bike number 39 there of Sean Kelly and Michael Hall. Back in third spot was the number 1 there of Kai Frame and Mick Bryant. Great ride, Jim Jobling making a return to racing this afternoon after I think about 2 years out of the saddle. Sean Fuller, his passenger, back to the 39 machine of Sean Kelly and Michael Hall, and back in third there the number 1 machine of Kai Frame and Mick Bryant. Right, we move on to event 8 on the program, which is our Marco Speedway race team proudly support Heat 4 of the dirt track sidecars. And in this one we should have the 29 of Rob Nolan and April Jerome Boats, the 6 of Mick Siskovic and Corky O'Mealy, the 5-0 Stephen Jager and Scott Gillard, the 666 of Jared Marco and Wade Robinson, and the 22 there of Corey Ford and Trevor Long. So I've got the 29 down there of Nolan. April Jerombo, I think it is, on Nolan's passenger. Then you've got Jager and Gillard, the 666 of Marco and Robinson, and up here on the outside the 22 of Corey Ford and Trevor Long. Up and running, and away they go, and it's Marco that got the better of the start. Jared Marco on the 666 machine, but I tell you what, he's got a fairly serious challenge being put to him now down the back straight, and I think that might be the 22 machine, is it, of Corey Ford and Trevor Long down into turn 3, over on a turn 4 onto the main straight they come. Marco the race leader. Corey Ford on the outside of the 29 machine there of Rob Nolan as they get up into turn 1 and 2 for time number 2. Off turn 2 down the back, and it's Marco the race leader. He's got about 5 bike lengths over the number 22 machine there of Corey Ford and Trevor Long. Down into turns 3 and 4 and round onto the main straight they come. The race leader still in Marco. Corey Ford and Trevor Long. Back to the 29 machine, I think it is the next one as they get up into turn 1, and that's Nolan and Jumbo. Down the back straight, Marco still hanging on to this lead, but this young fella on the outside, he's working overtime. On the number 22 machine, back to the inside he'll come, will he? But it looks like it's going to be a Marco win. 29's going to get up for second spot. What a great ride, but it's the Jared Marco and Wade Robinson get on the 666 got the win. Rob Nolan and April Jumbo got second spot, and back in third spot was the number 22 there of Corey Ford and Trevor Long. Right, we move on to event 9 on the program, which is proudly supported by Mars Smash Repairs. This is our Junior Speedway sidecars. In this one, in the red helmet colours, we've got Ebony Pepperell and Sienna Pepperell. 2 girls. It's great to see the girls out there this afternoon mixing it up with the boys, so all the best to them. In the blue helmet colours, Brady Tickle and Isaac Mitchell, and in the white helmet colours you got Caden Gates and Preston Kraft. There's a different job for Preston Kraft this afternoon. I don't think Preston's done too much swinging on sidecars. He's a solo rider and a very good one at that, but he's turning his hand this afternoon and he's going to swing for a pretty good operator up front, I can tell you, in young Caden Gates. This one proudly supported by Mars Smash Repairs. We'd like to thank Mars very much for their fantastic support of the Tamworth Motorcycle Club. So no doubt the girls will be taking it nice and easy. First competition ride, I think, for the girls this afternoon, and they'll be great to have a ride. Up and running, and away they go, and they got a pretty good start too, but it's the young Brady Tickle got the better of the start, but the girls settle down into second. Ebony and Sienna Pepperell. Down on the main straight they come, relegated Gates and the Preston Craft back to third spot. We're on the back straight. We go for time number 2. Then the race leader is the blue helmet colours of Brady Tickle and Isaac Mitchell. Ebony and Sienna Pepperell hanging on to that second spot as they head onto the back straight for time number 3. The last lap flag about to come out, but it's the blue helmet colours of young Tickle and Mitchell. They've got the race lead. Back to the Pepperell girls in second spot, followed there by Braid Goats and young Preston Craft. On the back straight for the last time, checkered flag time, and it's going to be the young Brady Tickle. Isaac Mitchell will get the win. Second place will go to the Pepperell girls. What about we put our hands together for them? They're only kids. Doing a great job out there, the 2 girls. And then back in third spot, Caden Gates and Preston Craft. Right, about to go with event 10 on the program this afternoon with our long track solos. Right, so our long track solos this afternoon, we've got the number 17 of Brock Hall, the 26 there of Harry Giffen, 77 of Sean Walsh, 19 of Rhys Grimman, 512 of Damon Wilson, 27 of Alex Giffen, the 9 of Michael Slade, and the 25 of Rick Shaper. Who's on 20, Joe? Do you know? Not in the program, but over on the other, right on the other side, on the inside. About to go running and away they go, and Michael Slade on the number 9 machine got the better of the start as they go up into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight, heading down towards turn 3, and Michael Slade, the race leader. Bike number 9 down into 3, over on the four-wheel jump, head onto the main straight. Michael Slade, the race leader. He got the number 26 machine in second spot as they head up the main straight, which is Harry Giffen. Up into turn 1 and 2 and on the back straight. Michael Slade, the race leader. Giffen in second spot. Back to the 2-0 machine. I think it is back there in third. Round onto the main straight they come, and Michael Slade, the race leader. Bike number 9, followed by the number 2-0 machine in second spot. Up into turn 1 and 2 they go. Head onto the back straight. Michael Slade, the race leader, the Crindai boy. Leads them down the back straight. Leads them down into turn 3. Over onto turn 4 he comes, and onto the main straight. Now Michael Slade wins. Bike number 2-0 will get second, then the 26 machine of Harry Giffen will be third spot, followed by the 25 of Shaper. Then comes the 512 of Daniel Wilson.
Brock Hall.
Right, we move on to event 11, which is our Masters Speedway Sidecars Heat 1. In this one we should have in the red helmet colours Grant Bond and Glenn Cox. In the blue, Jack Summerling, Marty Wild. In the white, Steve Saunders and Gerard Dennis. In the yellow, Darren Cape and Morgan Osborne. And in the green, Jake Delore and Eli Wright. So Jake Delore on the track tonight, son of Darren Delore, of course. Darren's about one of our, 10 or 15 times national champion, something on Speedway Sidecars. And this is his son Jake in the green helmet colours. Actually, I don't think they've got any helmet colours on at all, so he'll be starting off the very outside here, right out against the fence. Steve Saunders in there as well, very experienced, some experience in here, I can tell you. Grant Bond and Glenn Cox probably be the most experienced pairing down on the inside. inside in the red helmet colours. Cafe as well out here in the up second from the outside. Another very experienced campaigner. So 31, this is one of the stronger fields you'll see all afternoon. On the inside, Summerlin. On the Cape. Away they go. Oh, we got one upside down already right here in the main straight. Cafe's upside down right here, just down from the start finish line. Right, so there'll be a complete restart without Darren Trelaw and Morgan Osborne, unfortunately. Bit of a coming together there off the start. So you got Bond and Cox down on the inside, Summoning and Wild second, and you got Saunders and Dennis. Up on the outside here you've got Trelaw and Wright. Up and running, and away they go. And get the better of the start, and that's the senior combination of Bond and Cox too, I might add, as they head up the back straight, up into turns 3 and 4 the first time. And the race leader is Grant Bond and Glenn Cox. Round on the main straight, Jack Summerling and Marty Wild in second spot. One there boys, Saunders and Dennis. Down into turn 1 and 2 for the second time, and Bond and Cox are the race leaders in the red helmet colours. Back to Jack Summerling and Marty Wild in second spot in the blue. Followed there by Saunders and Dennis back there in the white as they come round on the main straight, but it's Bond and Cox. Down into turn 1 and 2 they go again this time. With Trelaw and Wright back there in 4th spot, down into turn 1 and 2. And onto the back straight for the last time, and the race leaders, Grant Bond and Glenn Cox. Out in front, red helmet colours as they come round onto the main straight. And it's going to be Grant Bond and Glenn Cox who'll get the win. They're going to go to Summoning and Wild, and back in third will go to Saunders and Dennis, back to Trelaw and Wright. Great ride there from Grant Bond and Glenn Cox in the red helmet colours for the win. Second will go to Jack Summoning and Marty Wild in the blue. And back there in the white helmet colours you had Steve Saunders and Juan Dennis. Right, we move on to event 12, which is our Rags Furniture. Proudly support our Master Speedway Sidecar Heat 2. In this one we should have, well, Hamish Golding is out. I think he blew a gearbox in practice, so I don't think we'll see him in the red helmet colours. We'll see Mick Farrell Jr. and Jack Grosser in the blue, Jackson Bond and Jacob Richardson in the white, Bailey Ogilvie and Denny Cox in the yellow, and Paul Hemsworth and Adam Botham in the green. Right, so they're making their way to the line. You've got Jackson Bond up here all ready to Hayden Bond's. Jackson Bond, I'll get it right in a minute. Jackson Bond and Jacob Richardson. Here's Hemsworth having a bit of a look here on the line. Hemsworth and Botham. Mick Farrell Jr. and Jack Grosser. And the other combination there is Bailey Ogilvie and Denny Cox. About to go racing in the Rags Furniture. Event 12 on the program, and the Speedway Heat 2. Up and running, and away they go, and it's the Hemsworth. Got the race leaders, they head onto the back straight. Hayden Bond settles down into second spot, then you've got Ogilvie back, and then you've got Mick Farrell Jr. as they come round onto the main straight. The race leader as they go down into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight. Bond hooks back to the inside, does he, on the back straight? Didn't quite get it to turn quick enough, but he's going to have a look at him up the outside, up into turn 3. Hemsworth, the race leader, as they come down the main straight. Jackson Bond there in second spot. Down into turn 1 and 2. Jackson Bond up on the inside of Hemsworth as they come off turn 2 onto the back straight. Jackson Bond now the race leader, and Jacob Richardson as they go to turn 3. Over onto turn 4, they'll come and onto the main straight. Jackson Bond on the outside, Hemsworth on the inside of the Jackson Bond. So the way it'll finish, Jackson Bond and Jacob Richardson will get the win. Second place will go to Paul Hemsworth and Adam Botham. And back in third place there went to Bailey Ogilvie and Denny Cox. Looks like Hemsworth's got a problem with his machine on the infield out there after the finish of the race. Right, we move on to event 13, which is the MPC Earthmoving proudly support Heat 3 of our Master Speedway sidecars. And in this one, we should have in the red helmet colours, Brad Pitt, Nathan McFadden. In the blue, Hayden Bond and Keegan Cordwell. In the white, Darren Trelaw and Blake Cox. In the yellow, Tim Lawrence and Donnie Morris. And in the green, Byron Gates and Eli Bock. So, I did say one of those earlier heats were one of the best heats or high quality heat of the day. This one's not too far behind, and if it is, a lot of experience in here. Darren Trelaw, Blake Cox be probably the combination to keep your eyes on in the white helmet colours. Brad Pitt, Nathan McFadden in the red. Byron Gates and Eli Bock in the green. Went very well out there in practice. And then you got Tim Lawrence and Donnie Morris in the yellow helmet colours. As I said, it's a star-studded heat. And it's proudly supported by MPC Earthmoving. Darren Trelaw got a pretty good start out of the middle in the white helmet colours, and he's the race leader. Up the back straight, up into turn 3 we come. In the red, it's Pitt settles down into second. Oh, we lost the passenger. We've lost a passenger off the Cox machine, off the Bond machine, Hayden Bond. Hayden Bond's lost Keegan Cordwell. Going back to get him anyway. Right, so looks like Hayden Bond out of that one. Lost his passenger up here in turn 3. So I can, without Hayden Bond and Keegan Cordwell, we'll have a restart, complete rerun. Right, Bad Go Racing, event 13 on the program, which is our MPC Earth Moving Crowd and support. Up and running, and away they go, and down into turn 1 and 2, and Darren Trelaw gets the better of the start again this time as they head up the back straight. The green helmet colours settles down. It's Byron Gates in second spot, followed by Brad Pitt. Then back to the yellow helmet colours there are Tim Lawrence and Donnie Morris. Round onto the main straight they come, and it's Darren Trelaw. Off down into turn 1 and 2 we go again. Still with Gates there in second spot, followed there by Lawrence the next one, and we lost one. Who is it? Pitt up here on the down the entrance to the main straight. Into turn 3 we come. Over onto turn 4 and onto the main straight they come, and it's Darren Trelaw and Blake Cox as they head down the main straight. Down into turn 1 and 2 they go. Followed there by Gates there in second spot. That's Byron Gates and Eli Bock. Back in third place, Tim Lawrence and Donnie Morris. Back to turn 3 we come for the last time. And round onto the main straight, and it's a Darren Trelaw win. Darren Trelaw will get the win in the white helmet colours, followed in by Byron Gates and Eli Bock in green. And back in third place there to the yellow helmet colours there of Tim Lawrence and Donnie Morris. Right, we're up to event 14 on the program, which is our Mars Smash Repairs proudly support our Stars Speedway Sidecars Heat 4. In this one, in the red helmet colours, we should have Michael Hooglin and Rob Scott. Melly and Lise in the blue, but I don't think they'll be here. They were the ones that had trouble earlier. You got Foreman and Ty in the whites, and Roller and Connor. He's there, and the other one's what was that? Something blew up in the kitchen, wasn't it? I think it's McCurtain and Stone in the yellow helmet colours. Out to go racing. Right, we've only got two left by the look of it. We've got Roller on the outside and Foreman on the inside. Up and running and away they go in the event 14 on your program, proudly supported by Mars Smash Repairs as they head up the back straight. And it's Kyle Roller and Connors in there, out in front, followed there by Ty and Foreman and Ty in second spot. As they come round onto the main straight, Roller and Connors is the race leaders. Down the main straight they come. Down into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight they go. Foreman and Ty there in second, but they're starting to pick up a bit of ground on these race leaders as they head up into turn 3 for the second time. Roller turns it in sideways before he gets into turn 3. Round onto the main straight they come. Last lap flag comes out for him, and it's still Roller the race leader. Foreman there in second spot. He tries to put it in sideways too as they go to turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight. Roller's out wide. Foreman on the inside. As they head up into turn 3. Over onto turn 4 they'll come and onto the main straight. And who is it going to be? Is it going to be Roller on the outside or get the win, and Foreman will have to settle for second spot. So Roller and Connors will get the win, back to Foreman and Ty there in second spot. Right, we move on to event 15, proudly supported by Marco's Speedway race team. Which is heat 5 of our Star Speedway sidecars. In the red helmet colours we should have Campbell and Williams. In the blue, Smith and Smith. In the white, Marco and Robertson. In the yellow, Farrell Senior and Towns. And in the green, Fiend and Siggers. So it looks like we're a couple short this time. We got Smith and Smith in the blue. There. The red of Campbell and Williams down on the inside, and Fiend up here on the outside, and Siggers. And the yellow helmet colours there of Farrell Senior and Brett Towns. And the red helmet colours off the inside got the better of the start. Fiend going right around the outside. Darren Fiend as he heads up the back straight. Fiend and Siggers in the green are the race leaders as they go up into turn 3. Over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight, Campbell and Williams in second spot. Back to Smith and Smith. Then you got Farrell and Towns. Down into turn 1 and 2 we go again this time. Still the Fiend Siggers combination as they head up the back straight. Followed by Smith and Smith as they go towards turn 3. Then comes Campbell and Williams back to the yellow helmet colours there of Farrell Senior and Towns. Round onto the main straight they come, and it's still the Darren Fiend, the race leader. Down into turn 1 and 2 again this time. He's opened up a pretty handy sort of a lead. Darren Fiend out in front as they head up towards turn 3 again this time. And it's Fiend and Siggers, the race leaders, up into turn 3. Over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight they'll come. And it's going to be a Fiend Siggers win. Back in second place will be Smith and Smith, followed there by the Campbell-Williams combination back to Farrell Senior and Towns. So great win there to Darren Fiend and Siggers, his passenger, for the win. Smith and Smith will get second spot in the blue helmet colours, and back in third was Campbell and Williams in the red. Right, we move on to event 16, which is our Dr. Mac engines. Proudly support our Star Speedway Sidecar Heat 6. This time we've got in the blue, we've got Rose and Peakham. In the white, Marco and McAllister. In the yellow, Austin and Bullock. And in the green, Schofield and Sharp. So the other combination there is, we've got Stewart and White.
And if not, someone will let us know.
Schofield and Sharp off the outside got the better of the start as they went down into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight, followed by the white helmet colours of Marco and McAllister there in second spot. Up into turn 3 we come the first time, over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight, and the white race leader is the Schofield Sharp combination. Down into turn 1 and 2 for the second time and onto the back straight. Still back to the white helmet colours there of O'Mealy and, not O'Mealy, it's the white helmet colours of Marco and McAllister. Up into turn 3 we come, over on a turn 4, then the red helmet colours are the other ones there, which is the short white combination, I think. Down into turn 1 and 2 we go again. Off turn 2 and up the back straight, it hasn't changed, it's still Schofield and Sharp in the green as they head up into turn 3, followed by the white helmet colours of Marco and McAllister. As they get up into turn 3, over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight, and that's the way it's going to finish. Green helmet colours of Schofield and Sharp will get the win. The white helmet colours of Marco and McAllister. Back to the red helmet colours there, I think it was Stewart and White.
So who won it?
Green, Schofield and Sharp.
See, I don't have them in my program.
They're on the bottom, they should be in green.
Oh,
Fence 16.
I'm in the wrong ones. Sorry, babe.
That's all right, Joe.
Red was...
Right, we move on to our dirt track sidecars, heat 5 of our dirt track sidecars.
99.
In this one we should have Bridge and Weston on bike number 67, Parsonage and Smith on 27, the 666 of Marco and Robertson, the 54 there of Davies and Smith, and the 84 of White and White. On 84, settle down into second spot. Down the back straight we go to turn 3 the first time. Might be Parsonage, I think. Back there in third spot as they come round onto the main straight. But it's Marco and Robertson, the race leader, across the main straight. Followed by the 84 there of White and White. Parsonage got himself, Parsonage and Smith on 27, got himself to second spot, or has he? He's working the outside as they come off turn 2 down the back straight. Now he's got himself to second. Down into turn 3 we come, and it's the 666 machine of Marco and Robertson out in front. Parsonage and Smith in second. Then you got White and White on the 84, followed there by the 67 there of Bridge and Weston. Then you got the 54 machine there of Davies and Smith. Down the back straight, down into turn 3 for the last time. Checkered flag out for them when they come past, and it's going to be Marco and Robertson will get the win. Second will go to Parsonage and Smith, and third will go to White and White. Followed home there by the 67 of Bridge and Weston. Then comes the 54 of Davies and Smith. Right, so the 666 machine of Marco and Robertson will get the win. Second place went to Parsonage on 27, Parsonage and Smith on 27. Right, we move on to event 19 on the program, which is the heat 6 of the dirt track sidecars. Should have Kelly and Friedenstein on bike number 36, the 29 Noland and Durhambach on 29, the 195 Jobling and Gardner. I think it's Jobling and Fuller, I think it is. But he's not out here, is he, by the looks? They're not at the moment. 46 Dodds and Heiner. 49 of Pritchard Way. Up and running, and away they go on the number 19 machine. Got the better of the start as they went up into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight. Down towards turn 3 we come. Race leader as they come round onto the main straight. We'll pick up the numbers as they come round. Looks like it's bike number 49 as they come on the main straight, which is Pritchard Wade, followed by the 29 of Nolan and then Jamba. Up into turn 1 and 2 they go again, and onto the back straight, and Pritchard and Wade are the race leaders. Down the back straight, about half the back straight lead they've got as they go down into turn 3. Over on a turn 4 they come, and onto the main straight. They're having a bit of a look over the left shoulder, the 29 machine of Nolan, and Durenbacher in second spot. Back to the 46 machine there of Don and Ruhiner. And then back at the tail, or he was back at the tail, was the 36 of Kellyanne Friedenstein. Off turn 2 and down the back straight. Last lap, down into turn 3 they come. Over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight. And looks like the Pritchard-Wade combination will get the win. Second will go the 29 of Nolan Durenbacher. Back in third will be the number 36 machine there of Kellyanne Friedenstein. Right, event 20, which is our dirt track sidecars heat 7. This time the 6 of Siskovic and O'Mealy, the 13 of Griffiths and Cornwell, 43 Davies and Feeling, 22 of Ford and Long, and the 1 of Frame and Bryant. The number 22 machine of Ford and Long spent a lot of time on the outside in the first heat. Got himself in at about third spot, I think, but got the Australian long track champions on the outside here with the number 1 on the machine, which is Kai Frame and Mick Bryant. They won that championship down at Corindai Showground last year, so up and running and away they go. And the 43 of Davies got a pretty good start, but it's Frame and Bryant got the better of the start on bike number 1 as they go up into turn 1 and 2 and onto the back straight. Followed there by Ford and Long down the back straight to turn 3. Doesn't ride too bad, this young fella in second spot. I haven't seen him before, but he's doing a pretty good job today as they come onto the main straight. Sneaks up the inside of Frame and Bryant as they go back up into turn 1 and 2. Ford and Long now the race leaders on bike number 22 off turn 2 down the back straight. The current Australian long track champions in second spot. That's the Frame and Bryant as they go down into turn 3. Over on a turn 4 they come and onto the main straight, but the race leader is Ford and Long. Bike number 22. Frame and Bryant in second spot. Back to Davies and Feeling in third, and then the number 13 machine of Griffiths and Cornwell. Off turn 2, down the back straight for the last time. Heading down towards turn 3 are race leaders Ford and Long as they come down into turn 3. Over on a turn 4 and onto the main straight. It's going to be a win for Ford and Long on bike 22. Second's going to go to Frame and Bryant. Third place will go to Davies and Feeling. Back in fourth place there would have been the 13 of Griffiths and Cornwell. Right, get the next heat of our dirt track sidecars coming onto the track. Event 21 on the program, proudly supported by Dr. Mac Engines. In this one, the number 12, Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones. Bike number 39 of Kelly and Hall. The 145 Grosser and Boland. 308's not there. The 50 of Jager and Gillard. Up and running and away they go, and Trevor Harvey gets the better of the start this time as they go up into turn 1 and 2, pretty tight into turn 1, but Trevor Harvey and Tim Jones are the race leaders. Down the back straight we go with Jack Grosser And Nate Boland there in second spot. Back in third you got Stephen Jager and Scott Gillard. And back at the tail of the field there you got the number 39 machine. Kelly and Hall. Up the main straight they go again. Still Trevor Harvey hanging on to this very slender race lead he's got as he comes off turn 2. Tim Jones the passenger as they head down the back straight. Jack Grosser and Nate Boland there in second spot as they close in on the back of Harvey as they go down into turn 3. Open the gate a bit for Jager and Gillard on the inside as they come up the main straight. Jager and Gillard back in third. Back to the 39 machine there. Back there in fourth spot of Kelly and Hall. Into turn 1 and 2 they go again, but I think it's going to be Harvey and Jones. They go down into turn 3. Over on at turn 4. Who's making the big bid? Oh, Jack Grosser, and he's got it into the wall down there. It's going to be a Trevor Harvey, Tim Jones wins. Stephen Jager and Scott Gillard will get second. And back in third spot would have been the 39 of Hall, Kelly and Hall. And the other two are all right. Grosser and Boland. Bloody Jack.
Is that off, right?
No, not at the moment. In this one we should have the 420 of Tim Jones, Jacob Richardson on the 512, Wade O'Keefe, the 1 Sorty, 81 there of Corey Smithers, 323 of Harry Webster,